Welcome to the Unstoppable Journey with me, your host, Camille and Moore. I'm so glad you're here. This is the place where we talk all things women. Again, welcome. Hello, hello. Thank you again for joining me on the Unstoppable Journey podcast. I am your host, Camille N. Moore. I am so glad that you decided to click that button and come share some time with me today. So, you know me, I like to get right into things. I don't like to waste time. And what I wanted to talk about today is the fact that you cannot go back. And even though you can't go back, sometimes you don't even need to look back. And I am not even going to talk about Sodom and Gomorrah and Lot's wife looking back and turning into a pillar of salt. Even though I'm just saying, let's think about that for a minute. Things are being destroyed, right? Things are being completely and utterly destroyed. Fire is like falling from the sky. And the reason that the city is being destroyed is because God is like, there is so much sin there. I cannot even do this. Like, it is coming up to my nostrils and it is making me sick. I got to get rid of this whole city. Like, there's just like not even one. I can't. Like, I'm a gone just because of your connections. I'm gonna go and let you and your family come on out. Now, you see the city burning to the ground. You know it's because God is like, there's no good thing there, but yet you are longing for it. You like, man, I know God is like saying there's no good thing there. However, I had some good times there. I know God is like, that's no good for you. That's no good for me. But do he remember that time when I did blah, 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 blah? I know God is like, run the complete opposite direction. And guess what? Don't look back. But I gotta get one last look. Is that you? Do you have to experience the sin one last time? Or do you have to go see it one more time? Y'all, how many of us is that today? Or has it been in the past? I'll wait. I will wait and let you think about it so that you can be honest and tell the absolute truth. I know it has been for me. And the crazy thing about it is, especially when it comes to sin, when God is trying to like break us free, how many times do we say, okay, one last time? Okay, one more time. Okay, after this time, this is going to be my last time. This is it. And then you find yourself 7 times later. Like, okay, for real this time. And that's what I want to talk about today. So welcome to the podcast. Grab your seat, grab your coffee, grab your milkshake, whatever time of day you are tuning in. Again, I am glad to have you here. And I want you to wake up every day and say to yourself, today, I'm going to make the best decisions for myself today. I am going to make the most biblical and most godly decisions for my life today. And the reason that I say biblical and godly decisions, because even though those decisions may not feel good in the moment, they're going to be so much better for us in the long run. When I look back over my life, and I think about the things that I knew I had no business doing, that God was completely not in, but I did them anyway. And thankfully, there is a such thing as grace and mercy, and we don't get everything we deserve because I promise you, if I had to reap everything I sowed, I probably wouldn't even be able to take it. I probably would have checked on out. I would not even be here because we we do not get what we deserve, and we sure better be thankful that we don't. At least I am. I am thankful that I don't, because I have made some very bad decisions that have not only affected me, but have affected my family, have affected, people around me. And where I am in my life today and over, I would probably say this past decade, I'm really trying to live a life that is not only going to be pleasing to the Lord, but that is going to be of service to someone else, that is going to help someone else, and that I won't be a stumbling block. Because I will admit it, I've been a stumbling block for many. I really have. And sometimes we're doing that and we don't even realize we're doing it, and we don't realize the damage that we're causing. And I don't want to be a damage causer. I really, really don't. I really want when someone enters my, my sphere of relationship, whether they're here, for the rest of my life, or if they're here temporarily, and then God is like moving them on to something else. I want them to be able to leave my sphere and say, I really am grateful for this friendship. I really am grateful. You poured this into me. I learned something from you, or I was able to, iron sharpen iron with you. We grew together. I want to have those kind of relationships. When I needed someone, you were there for me. I want to have those kind of relationships. I'm very intentional about my relationships. Not that I don't, want to have fun and enjoy life, because by all means, I do want to do that as well. But I'm very intentional about my circle, and I'm very intentional about who I let in my inner circle. And you have to be as well. You can have, friends in your circle who may not necessarily be believers, or may not be walking at the pace, because we all grow in different ways in our lives. Like I have a really good friend, and I call her my sister, my friend, my mentor. She's 10 years older than me, but she's been in my life since I met her when I was 19. And I mean, she's poured so much into my life over the years, even though like I didn't always listen to everything she told me, which, some of it I was like, dang, if I just listened. But I want to be like that to people. Like I want someone to say to me, oh my gosh, I am so glad you are in my circle. So she is somebody that's in my inner circle because of who she is as a woman of God, and what she has become to me and has poured into my life. And I know anytime I go to her, I'm going to get sound and biblical advice. And the things that we do and share, they're not going to be worldly. I'm not going to have to explain that, oh, I don't want to go there because X, Y, and Z, or, oh, no, I don't do that anymore because of X, Y, and Z. She just knows. So she gets it. So my inner circle, they get it. They get me. And you have to have an inner circle that you don't have to do any explaining. They know you and they get it. Now, then when you begin to move into that, that outer circle, then those relationships can still be intentional, but they don't have to be as intentional as that core group of women that you have around you that are going to cover you when you need to be covered and cover you the proper way. So, I said all that to say, because, again, you guys, I'll be going off on these tangents. I have had some amazing life experiences. Even in my sin walk, I have. I would be lying to you if I told you otherwise. However, when God delivered me from certain things, and certain things, trust me, wasn't easy to give up. But I got to a place. I was literally, you guys, this is the truth. I was literally driving down the street one day, and this was, I don't know, probably about 10 years ago. And me and my husband have this inside joke about the street called Church Street, because whenever my kids were like getting close on their curfew, or they were like 1 or 2 minutes behind curfew, we would call them and be like, where are you at? You 5 minutes late. And they would all be like, I'm on Church Street. I'm on Church Street. They could literally be 20 minutes away hollering they on Church Street. So the inside joke, whenever like we're like on our way, or if I'm waiting on him or he's waiting on me, and I'll be like, oh, okay, I'm on Church Street. Because on Church Street now could really mean anywhere. Oh, you guys, sorry, let me plug this up. I didn't realize I was about to die here. Oh, don't die, don't die. I don't want to lose my recording. Boom, I didn't lose my recording. Yeah, you guys, I'll be in real time. I barely, rarely have something edited. I'm in real time. So anyway, so if you're on Church Street, if you say you're on Church Street, you could literally be coming from anywhere, even though Church Street is literally 2 minutes from the house. And so I really am on Church Street this day. I was driving down Church Street, and I was listening, to my music or whatever, and I'm driving, and I'm like kind of talking to the Lord a little bit, and He spoke so clearly to my spirit. If you love me, you will keep my commandments. And I was probably in the car just, appreciating life and, telling the Lord that I love Him. And I felt in my spirit like God was like, no, you don't. You love you. No, what do you mean? God, I do love you. And He was like, no, you love you. Wow. Because if you love me, basically, you will be obedient. You will keep my commandments. You will do things the way I say do them. I have, experienced times in my lives where I knew I was walking in sin and I didn't apologize for it. I was like, yeah, this is just who I am today. Like, this is just what I'm about right now. But God still loves me. And not that He didn't, but I love me too. But the thing about it is when we're participating in sin, usually it's really not self-love. We're thinking we love in ourselves, but the damage that we're doing to our spirits, oh, it's not great. It's not great at all. And sometimes we can even be damaging our body depending on the type of sin that we're participating in. And I said all that to say, I was saying how, there's been experiences in my life that I've had that have been good, clean fun, that were great, awesome, and amazing. And there's been, sin in my life that's been great, awesome, and amazing on the surface. On the surface, when you get down under it, you realize it wasn't. But when God is moving you to a new season in your life, you can't bring the thing of yesterday. Now, your good experiences, yes, you have those memories. You have those memories, and those memories are amazing. But you can't be, so if you're 40 today, you can't be 20. It's just not physically possible. You can walk around and dress like a 20-year-old. You can act like a 20-year-old. You can talk like a 20-year-old. But guess what? You're still 40. You're still 40. So embrace it. So I can't constantly relive my yesterday, even as great as some of it was. Because if my mind and my spirit is so preoccupied with what I'm missing from yesterday, then I limit God in His ability to bless me where I am today. Not that He can't do it, but I can't receive it. He can do anything. But if I'm not in the mode to receive, then He's not going to pour that on me because it's a waste, because I'm not going to receive it anyway. And I want everything that God has for me. I want you to have everything that God has for you. Why wouldn't we want God's best? And I don't mean it in a prosperity type, live your best life now kind of thing. That's not what I'm saying. I mean, God's best for you is going to be walking out and living out exactly what He designed you to do and who He created you to be, and walk in it, become it, be it, do it. And the best way to do that is, for one, reading your word, because how can we know who we even are unless we read the word to find out? I am a firm believer of word and your spiritual walk with God. You can't be all spirit and no word. And you can't be all word and no spirit. They all work together. They all work together to make us be able to have this relationship, to understand the characteristic of God, and also to understand who He designed us to be as His creation. You guys, guess what? That's really all I had to say. I really wanted us to realize how much we miss out on when we're so busy living in yesterday. I shouldn't even sing no secular song because I don't even listen to secular music, y'all. However, I have some secular music still in me from before I gave it up. And if you listen to secular music, please do not feel condemned. It's my thing. It's not yours, because let me just add this. For me, music is very, it speaks to me, right? And so sometimes I can't listen to certain kind of music because, oh, that's a perfect, it takes me back. And I don't want to go back. I don't want to, there's certain songs that, that causes a sin nature to kind of rise up in me. And it's like, I don't want to fight that. I don't want to do. So why play the song if I know that it's going to make me have certain thoughts or make me feel a certain type of way that's not biblical? Why? I don't want to go back to the 90s. That's not who I want to be anymore. And that is a prime example of what I'm saying. Was that hard to give up? Initially, yes, but when I began to desire the things of the Lord even more, a lot of that music that I used to listen to, it no longer resonated with my spirit. It was like my spirit couldn't even come into agreement with it anymore. And that's not everybody's story. So just because I say I don't listen to secular music, please, if you listen to secular music, do not feel condemned. That is not what I'm saying for you. That is what God is saying for me. And I'm walking in obedience to that. And I mean, truth be told, some of this Christian music today sound just like the secular music. So I'm confused. That's a whole nother story. So stay on task, Camille. Stay on task. Don't look back. Don't live in your yesterday. Do me a favor. Live in the now. My friend is always saying, live in the now, live in the now. Live in your now, live in your today. Ask God, what is it that you have for me today? Let me appreciate it, let me walk in it, and let me fulfill it. And that is my prayer for us as women, that we will really, really begin to take our walks with Christ so serious that we'd be willing to give up the things that we think we can't live without if they're not in alignment with God's best for us. So that's all I got, y'all. That's it. That is your food for thought for today. And we are under 20 minutes. You guys, I'm always struggling to stay under 20 minutes. And today I actually did it. So until next time, thank you for joining me on the Unstoppable Journey podcast. I am so glad to have you here. Remember to hop down in the description to grab the link to get your free download of Are the 5 D's Holding Your Future Hostage? Because again, I want you to become your destiny. Everything that God called and created you to be, that is what I want you to be. Together, we grow. I love you guys. Enjoy your day. Thanks for joining the journey today. Connect with me on Instagram and LinkedIn. And remember to join me the first Saturday of each month for a live coffee and chat on my YouTube channel.